Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. My name is TSV Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. Today we will continue with yet another case history about the story that will prove to us that you are judged by the company you keep. What company you keep makes the society understand what actually you are. Let us begin now. There is a family, or there was a family called the Buchalters from Germany who migrated to USA in the last decade of 19th century. They were called Buchalter because in German Buchalter means bookkeeper. Probably their ancestral profession was to be bookkeepers for various businesses. Anyway, this Buchalter family relocated from Germany to New York, where they settled down in the Jewish settlement. There were several boys and girls in that family who were all educated, nice, and decent people. The whole family was decent, and everyone later on, when they got jobs or they got married off, settled down in the interiors of United States like Arizona, Nevada, etc. Not the last boy. On the 5th of February, on the 6th of February 1897, the youngest boy in the family was born to the Buchalters. They named him Louis. Because he was the youngest, his mother, who doted on him, called him Lepke, that is, Little Louis in English. In their language, Little Louis is called Lepke. This boy, who was to make the Buchalter surname internationally notorious and infamous, was called Louis Lepke Buchalter. Unlike his father and his decent brothers and sisters who were elder to him by several years, this guy hardly finished school and took to the streets at a very early age of, say, 8 or 9. His exasperated mother tried to take him to the interiors to settle down with other kith and kin, but this guy consistently refused. He chose to be in the company of truant kids with whom he had already formed a gang, and they were all committing petty thefts and crimes in that New York settlement. They used to steal, brawl, quarrel, indulge in violent activities, etc. His closest companion was a guy called Jake Gurra Shapiro. Now, these two had chosen bad company for themselves and for their life. Soon they were arrested and caught and sent to the juvenile home by the truant officer. But alas, to no avail. It made them even more tough and negative in nature. Soon they came out, graduated into serious crime, and began indulging in criminal activities like breaking up strikes, etc., in the various industrial factories, etc., in and around New York City. Slowly, both Louis Lepke Buchalter and Jake Gurra Shapiro became a known face in the New York underworld. They were slowly getting richer by day. Ultimately, because of their extremely sanguine, ruthless, and bloodthirsty nature, they began a company called Murder Incorporated. This particular company, consisting mainly of Italian and Jewish killers, was formed by Louis Lepke Buchalter along with an Italian mafioso called Albert Anastasia, who controlled the New York waterfront. Now, this Louis Lepke Buchalter managed an army of goons, hitmen, and stone killers. Some of them were Abe Kid Twist Rails, then Bugsy Greenberg, etc. Louis Lepke Buchalter became notorious, rich, ruthless, and a pain for not only the underworld but also the police and judiciary of New York. One day, this guy killed one person who the mayor of New York was after. This guy was called Dutch Schultz. Soon after, the same New York mayor called Dewey went after the same Louis Lepke Buchalter and had him arrested a few years later from the same New York. By that time, his own family had lost in touch with him completely. This guy was now on his own, thanks to the bad company he had chosen as an 8-year-old. Both he and his companion Jake Gurra Shapiro were arrested by the New York police and turned over to the FBI. They were tried by the New York courts, including the Supreme Court. Here, this guy was tried for the murder of several innocent people and gangsters. However, none of the case struck because all the witnesses and corroborating witnesses of those cases were methodically wiped out by Louis Lepke Buchalter. However, despite all this ace king criminal made one mistake. It is said nemesis strikes even the most wary transgressor. Same was the case with Buchalter. He was caught red-handed killing a person called Arnold Rothstein. Then this man was sentenced to death and executed in 1946 or 1947. He went down on record in the history of organized crime in America for being the only top gangster who was hanged in the Sing Sing prison of New York. This shows how nemesis strikes you because of the company you choose. This guy could have been a decent person, but he did not choose to be one. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk about this subject. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of my other videos. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSB Raghavan.